Lent is a time when Christians prepare for Easter and Jesus' death and resurrection. And one of the ways it's marked is through the Stations of the Cross, which commemorate key events on the day of Christ's crucifixion. A village in Derbyshire has come up with a different way of using those images, as Kate Botley found out.
The residents in Eyam are taking part in a nationwide initiative called the One Friday Challenge, where imaginative projects find new ways of retelling the story of Christ's Passion in public places. Even the local school children are getting involved, as I'll be finding out later. But first, I'm taking a tour of the village with Jenny Hawke, who's the watercolourist responsible for these stunning pieces of art.
So Jenny, tell me about this one.
Well, the theme was betrayal, and the obvious time for betrayal is when Judas greets Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. But to me, when Jesus handed the piece of bread and Judas took it, that was the sign of betrayal.
It's such an intimate gesture, isn't it? Reaching out a hand towards someone else and giving someone something. But actually we know the pain that's in that picture, both for Jesus and Judas.
Yes, because Jesus knew what was coming.
Jenny's works of art hang at different points of interest all around the village, even at the bus stop.
Jenny, this one's really striking, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's called Death. Tell me about it.
To me, death is just about something's brewing, and it's the resurrection. So when you think all hope is lost, it's not. And that's what faith's all about.
So what's this one?
This one's powerless. So the point at which Jesus got handcuffs on, and I wanted his hands to be coming out at the viewer to show that he was willing. He was the one with the power, and yet he was giving it up completely. Before I started this, I was in a dry place. I felt in a desert where I was disconnected, I wasn't feeling anything. And having been in the church, brought up in the church since the age of 7, you go through those periods and sometimes you wonder whether you're going to get out of them. But this made me reconnect because I had to do it. So for me it changed everything.
Sort of resurrection, really.
Yeah. In a strange way, a slow one, but definitely resurrection.
The image for hope hangs on the gates of the local primary school, where Jenny is holding a workshop for these budding artists.
You're going to hold it level, okay, and then you're going to hit it. Oh. Isn't that cool? So you hold it there, that's it. There you go.
Fabian, I think you've got more on your face than you have on the paper. look that way.
The moving story behind the Stations of the Cross still resonates strongly, and these youngsters are finding a way to retell that story in their own unique style.
Are you sure that's the right purple?
Yeah.
It is the right purple, because that's like the purple cloth the purple cloak that Jesus wore, and that looks a bit like the crown of thorns, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a happy painting. Why is Easter Day a happy day?
Because he comes back to life.
Yeah, that's right. Who's he?
Jesus.
Yeah.
I've even had a go myself, but will the children approve?
What do you think? Do you like them?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so kind. Who knows, maybe next year I'll have one of my paintings up in the village. Yeah?
Yeah.
Wondrous cross, on which the Prince of Glory died, thy riches vain, I count but loss, and that were a present for to song of so pleasing, so divine, demands my soul, my love, my
Great to see so many young people playing the harp there. I hope they keep it up. Now, if you're a member of a small church, you'll know just how difficult it is to find good musicians, especially women. Well, Josie Darby has been up in the Midlands to meet a group who are doing something about that.
It can be a common sight, orchestras and other professional groups dominated by men.
Well, the group I've come to see today have at least three things in common. They're all Christian, they're all musicians, and they're all female.
This is a jam session for amateur female musicians run by professional saxophonist Millicent Stevenson.
The jam sessions is a time for us to work together. That's it, yeah. And then it, you like that one, don't you? Hey, now we're going to rock that sax, isn't it? And I really encourage women, try something out. Try doing it this way, try doing it that way.
The idea for the sessions came about 2 years ago. While Millicent had found personal success as a solo performer, she couldn't ignore the absence of other female musicians.
It really arrested me. I spoke to male musicians as well, and I thought maybe God was telling me to do something about it.
What was the reason that there's a shortage of females? What's the reason for that?
I think there's a variety of reasons. Sometimes women are less confident. Some of them started in music when they were younger, and maybe they dropped off music.
That struck a chord with keyboard player Marjorie, who had struggled with having the confidence to play in her church band.
Over time, I think my confidence really dipped quite a bit with the, as it were, the trappings of life. You get caught up with other things, and meeting other women musicians wasn't competitive to say you're better than me or I'm better than you, and it really did actually help me.
The jam sessions aren't about musical excellence, but fellowship with like-minded people and finding your own unique voice.
In the past, I did a session on should we play it like a man? Because the idea is, do we, hit those drums like a man, or do we put a female touch on it? How to do your practice better and more efficiently, because some of them are mums, so you've got a million and one things to do, but you've got to find time to practice.
We're great at multitasking.
We are.
We've all got individual commitments, family and so on, so sometimes it's nice just to come out of that zone with people who understand where we're coming from.
Building your confidence and your experience as a musician, and a safe environment to play in.
It's quite a male-dominated industry. It was just nice to sort of bring our women together just to empower each other.
When I play now, I feel stronger. I feel that I can bless others through my skill that I'm still developing, and that's a wonderful place to be.
But sometimes God works in a small way. I think we've all got the gift of music, and if we've got that talent, got that ability, you may not be on a large stage, you may just be in your own church, but wherever you are, use it. Yeah!
This is St Mary's in Dover, a very important church for the friends and family of those who passed away in the Zeebrugge ferry disaster. Inside there's an area dedicated to the memory of those who died. In a moment I'm going to be meeting Gillian Lashbrook, who survived the disaster but lost both her parents in the tragedy.